For the first time in the new year, both Mohawk and Carey will take the hardwood in a boys hoops clash in the Northern 10 Conference, each needing a taste of victory tonight to try and keep pace with some of the top league contenders who both boast flawless marks within the conference. It's live and free high school hoops taking you into the weekend on a Thursday night from fabulous Carey, home of the reigning football state champs in Division 6. And it's all coming your way. Next.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Northern 10 rivals open up the year 2022 inside the Devil's Den, where we welcome you right now. Boys Hoops coming at you live and free exclusively on the OH Report. This is the Bridgestone APM pregame. My name is Brian Skowronski, joined by Travis Berardi tonight. And this is a pretty important game, Trav, when you look at the teams in this conference. You know, there's a couple of front runners who are going to be playing on Saturday night. Upper Sandusky and Colonel Crawford both undefeated, so you don't want to get too far behind them. Obviously, the loser of this game going to fall back a little bit. Got to get a dub.
Yeah, you know, Colonel Crawford, they're the clear front runner in the conference. They got a rivalry matchup with Upper Sandusky coming up this weekend, but for a Carey squad, only 4 games into the season, but, you know, they have a good reason. They're the Division VI state football champions. They have some football players on that squad. They've played a tough schedule already. And then on the other side of Mohawk, they've had, you know, a tough test already, you know, a tough overtime loss to Upper Sandusky. It's one of their losses. And the other, you know, coming New Regal and Colonel Crawford, who handled them. So, yeah, you're right. It may be early on in the Northern 10 season, but you got to think 2 or 3 losses may already get you out of the conference race.
Let's shine the spotlight directly on Carey now, coming off of a win at Van Buren. And matter of fact, they've been on the road a lot here to open up the season, Trav. This is just their second taste of home cooking after a 3-game road stretch.
Yeah, 2-2, 1-1. We had them up at Willard before the holiday break. You know, they went down early. Willard went out to I believe like a 10-2, 10-3 run, and that was pretty much the difference in the game. After that, Carey finally got their feet under them, played it close, but, you know, in the end, Willard was able to pull away with the victory. But that's a good Willard team once again this year for a squad from Carey that loses a couple main players from last year, but they still get some offensive pieces back that has a chance that maybe another district run. This team in a regional semifinal last year lost by 3 to Columbus Grove. You know, they were that close to making a longer run in the tournament, and, you know, they have those hopes to do it again this year.
What you really got to like about this team is how balanced pretty much all the statistical categories are. Take a look, though, at Bryce Conti, one of the team leaders, a senior, and interestingly enough, even though he's a guard, hasn't made a 3-pointer this season. And a lot of guys in this new modern era of basketball, they're kind of 3-and-D. Nah, this dude gets into the paint, but when he gets in there, he's as efficient as you can get, buddy.
Yeah, he's leading the Northern 10 Conference, shooting 63% from the field. Yeah, it's only 4 games, but even in 4 games, do you think you and I would be able to hit 63%? No.
Maybe on Papa Shot.
Yeah, maybe on Papa Shot, but, you know, even they would show us up on that, as we saw on the championship special a couple weeks back. But, you know, only one player has really been able to hit from beyond the arc, and that's Braden Young for Carey. The rest of the Blue Devils, they like to take it to the hole and score, and something that hurt them early on in that Willard game was they were able to take it to the hole, but they weren't able to make those buckets, and that's what hurt them.
Shine the spotlight now over on the opponent tonight, coming on the road into the Devil's Den. Never an easy place to try to score a victory, and that is the task at hand for the Warriors tonight. Had a couple of tough losses, as you already pointed to. Other than that, been playing some pretty good basketball. Haven't had to play that tough of a schedule, but they've handled the victories that they've needed to.
Yeah, they've been able to take care of business, but, you know, a tough one, Upper Sandusky, 63-61 in overtime that they lost that one. And then their other loss coming against New Regal, 54-49, so a 5-point loss their opening night. And Upper Sandusky, that tough loss where they could be right there in the conference race right now. And them, middle of the season, a win against Carey could help their seeding out as well.
A.J. Hess, the junior, the most prolific scorer in his first 2 seasons in the history of the program. So he's off to a nice start and blossoming a little bit now that he's one of the upperclassmen.
Yeah, top 5 in 3 categories in the Northern 10. Points per game, rebounds per game, steals per game, and something I saw thanks to the Crawford County webpage that's really good on statistics. He is the school record holder for your first 2 seasons. As a sophomore, he has the most points out of anybody that played as freshman and sophomore, and if he keeps that up, he could be the school's leading scorer once he graduates in 2 years.
Everybody up on their feet here as we're getting set to honor America with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. And, you know, a fun atmosphere in here. Travis, I believe that you said this is your first time getting the opportunity to come over here to the Devil's Den. It's a nice small gym, packed everybody in, and people excited. So just about all set for action here in fabulous Carey, and want to say what's up to everybody that's tuning in right now live and free on both our Facebook and our YouTube, including Lynn Passett says that we're looking good. Well, thanks, Lynn. Appreciate that,
nice to
man.
hear from you. Hope you had a happy New Year.
He's actually going to be joining me on a broadcast at Carey here in a couple of weeks, so look forward to seeing him. But if you look forward to a victory tonight if you're Mohawk, this is what you got to do in the eyes of me and Mr. Berardi. And for me, it's limit the big runs. They weren't able to do that on the football field this past fall. Can they do it here on the hardwood in this Devil's Den atmosphere? Can they control Carey's big runs and make sure that they don't get big leads at any time tonight?
And then my key, pick up the pace. It's something Willard was able to do. Like I said, early on against Carey, they were able to pick up the pace, get some easy buckets, get that lead out, and it allowed them to get the victory. So if Mohawk can pick up the pace, they'll be in good shape.
Got the Mohawk starters being announced right now. But we'll take a look at the Carey keys first. And, you know, this is a team, I just feel like they have the genetic makeup to play an ugly game. You know, get down to the paint, score a bunch of those two-pointers. You don't have to shoot it well from long range. Have long possessions. No need to look pretty. Make it ugly as long as you get the win.
Absolutely in mind. Get to the line. They like to drive it, get to the hole, get Mohawk into foul trouble. They're not quite there shooting free throws yet. They're not that good shooting 39%, but if you can just get Mohawk into foul trouble, you'll be good to go. And our key players, Bryce Conti, Anthony Bell, 9.5, 8.3 points per game, the main scores for the Blue Devils.
Well, have just been announced here, the starting lineups. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starters for tonight, beginning with the Mohawk Warriors. Gary Barth in the backcourt, along with Bryce Hannum, one of the best assist guys that we have in the entire area. Hess is inside with that great size, along with Reese Hannum. And on the other side for the Blue Devils, so you got Bryce Conti inside. He's going to be jumping it off tonight. Derek Lonsway will be in the backcourt with him, along with Bell, and then Braden Young, the lone man in the middle, Landon Kemmerly. A lot of familiar names from the football field.
Yes, you know they're in shape right now because they were running up and down the football field, but they get the tip and underway here from Carey.
Mohawk comes out with a 2-3 zone look. So the Devils, who have not shot it well consistently from downtown, it's going to be interesting to see how do they go about attacking this. Of course, you want to try to get into the lanes if you can with the dribble drive. If not, explode it from downtown, which, as we talked about, not really the Devils' game, but it doesn't mean that they can't get hot at times. Maybe throw down a flurry here.
Absolutely, and you just quick ball movement. Try and get from side to side, make the defense move, get that open look inside, and possibly a layup that way.
Two-man game. Conti off the screen, sets up the three ball on the way. A little bit too strong there from Young. But the offensive rebound, no stick back for Kemmerly.
Yeah, despite the offensive rebound, nice job by Mohawk. The triple team down underneath and forced a tough shot.
See the Blue Devils trapping in the corner. Off the drive inside amongst the trees. Up and good. The first points of the night belong to Colin Barth.
Yeah, nice job. Ball faking, getting the defender up, and then getting the easy look for the first points of the night.
Full court pressure. Carey handles it. They get it inside. This time the bucket will go for Kemmerly. One more on the way.
And there's that fast ball movement, trying to break through the press before they could set it up. Gets to look inside, count it, hoop in the harm.
On our Burson Bakies insurance replay, you see a nice strong move. Just a little bit too far under the basket is Barth there. Feet moving. The contact for Kemmerly. Didn't affect him too much on the shot, but the free throw not beautiful.
Yeah, he's only made 2 of 14 coming into this one, so
yikes.
They did get the offensive rebound. Nearly second, but nothing doing after the missed shot.
Love the mustache that Landon is showing off tonight. That is a full-grown man's stash, and that's why he's playing so well on the inside, I think, here early on. Draw a lot of power from those things.
Yeah, you do.
Here's a triple try on the way, splashing for Nathan Geary. And I'm told the correct pronunciation for his style, the Fu Manchu.
Hey, whatever it is, it looks good on him. 1-2-2 full court press here by Mohawk. And again, Carey able to break it.
How about Kimmerly hanging in midair for a little bit longer than the opponent? A warning, I believe, here on the tip through the hoop against Landon.
Yeah.
One more of those will be a delay of game.
Sometimes you get excited, you want to knock it back to the opposing player, but that's not allowed. Not allowed to touch the ball after a made bucket.
Warriors break it down. Here's the jumper. In and out. So no bucket for Hess. Carey pushing the pace. The lane opened up. Lonsway got all the way to the rim. Wouldn't fall through.
Yeah, Carey doing a good job early, not allowing Mohawk to set up in transition. That time just unable to hit. Nice pass inside.
And then they set it up for Hess. He delivers that time.
Hess averaging 15 points per game. Top 5 in the Northern 10 thus far.
Devils really having no problem right now with the full court pressure. Leads to an open 3 ball. That one from Conti wouldn't go home. And intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Bell, who takes it to the cup.
Man, Carey doing a great job in transition.
Nice strong drive. Bryce Hannum heading to the charity stripe for a couple. Here he is, little bump. And the foul's going to go against Bryce Conti.
Yeah, Hannum took advantage of the mismatch, blew by the defender, and gets the chance at 2 free throws.
First one pure, second one finds its way home too. Devils guards being really patient here against the press. Hasn't affected him. Kimmerly, offensive foul is going to be the call.
Yeah, Lonsway, a little bit of correction. Kimmerly just, went right through the defender. He was set up. That'll be his first foul.
Football season for them did not end that long ago, so the hits just keep on coming out here. It feels natural for them, but when you're a champion, sometimes you can get away with that kind of stuff. Not on that last one.
Absolutely, and this is a team that will be physical inside defensively. And they'll cause problems, especially right there.
The defense by Young affected the shot. Now they'll save it in bounds to him. Here comes Braden, pushing.
It's been a while since we've seen an actual offensive set by Carey. They're getting most of their points right off the defensive rebound.
Leads to a clean look from the corner. Airmail, though, from Braden Young, the sophomore. 2 pumped up on that one. 2-on-1. Shuffle pass inside. Buckets for Carey.
Yeah, it was a nice 2-man game underneath. Got the ball fake on one side, pass, another ball fake to get the defender up in the bucket.
Carey, a double-digit scorer on the season, over 10 a game. More contact and another offensive foul against Kimmerly. 2 in about the last minute.
Yeah, it's a tough break for him. He's going to have to come out because of it. But Mohawk, not afraid to hit the floor, take a charge. They've taken 2 already.
Jordan Vallejo into the mix along with Ashton Hill. 2 seniors. Veteran club here for the Devils. A lot of upperclassmen participating at the varsity.
And we've said the Vallejo name a lot during the football run. The human RV. Whew.
Laying some wood right there.
You always say if you want to foul somebody going up, make sure they don't make the bucket and make sure it's a hard foul. That's exactly what that was.
And Jordan didn't get the opportunity to play defense on the football field, so when he comes out here in the lane, this is his time to get aggressive and play a little bit of D, and you saw definitely going to try to make Carey earn him. That was a solid hit. Might have thrown him off here.
I was about to say, and sometimes the hard foul throws you off from the couple free throws because you're still feeling the effects of that shot. And it works.
Both free throws missed. Ashton Hill skies up for the board.
Defense, the name of the game thus far for both sides.
Side to side they move it. Bell tries to force the pass. Tipped away. Turnover for the Devils. Will Mohawk cash it in for three here? They will. Bottoms up. Braden Chester.
That was a nice stroke. Didn't matter if it was 3 feet behind the line. We're going to get a foul on Mohawk on the other side. It's going to go against Hannum.
Love the confidence here from Chester. Pulling up. One dribble in rhythm. Finds the bottom.
31% from beyond the arc. One of the leaders on the team, and he showed it there.
Back-to-back turnovers now for the Devils. Should lead to an easy two. The shot affected, though. Lonsway with the hustle back on the D. But Mohawk going to keep it down here.
Yeah, Vallejo just unable to corral that pass inside, deflected away, and thankfully Carey was able to defend that and not allow the open look.
8-point differential right now on the scoreboard. Devils in their largest deficit so far of the opening quarter.
We talked about this in the pregame. This is a unique venue, Brian. This is my first time here as Mohawk turns it over, but I like how the student section's a little bit elevated by this hoop over here.
How about Hill cleaning up the Lonsway miss? Right in front of the student section, there they are. Pretty casual right now, but I've seen at times this place can get pretty rocking. Pull-up jumper, Hess's size right over the top, comes up short.
And whoever designed this court, they knew what they were doing because the elevation, that could really throw off a free throw shooter, especially in the second half when they're down there because you're right in their line of sight. Vallejo's going to turn it over, and then that's going to be a frustration foul on him.
Wrapped him up like a WWE wrestler. Saw the look on Hess's face. I don't think he wanted none of that smoke. He was just trying to survive with the basketball. I understand how he felt. Jordan's got all of his friends back there behind him.
He didn't get to play defense on the football field. He went for the tackle there. But just a little bit of a frustration foul. It's the second time he's turned it over tonight. And I mean, you get a little angry when you do that.
Quick trigger once again. Bottom of the barrel for Carey.
Second three of the night for him. He already has 8 points in this opening quarter and a timeout.
So it's now 17-8 Mohawk on top on our Danners Towing and Recycling scoreboard. Hot shooting from the three-point arc. That can obviously carry you at points in games, and it can create that separation too, Travis, which is what we're seeing right now. Back-to-back triples, and look at the score. Starting to get a little bit away from Carey. Long way to go here, but a nice start. You got to like what you see from the Warriors here in the first quarter.
I do. Carey, 21 made threes coming in. He already has 23. They've been hitting from beyond the arc with their three-point shooting. They've been open looks as well. It hasn't been like they've been forcing things. They've taken good shot selections thus far from outside the paint, and it has paid off.
Vallejo sucked in underneath the basketball hoop that time. Carey with a quick trigger, cashes in for a triple. Northern 10 Hoops, Thursday night action, taking you into a great weekend of sports here on the OH Report. Got tons of live and free games as well as some highlights going down over the next couple of days.
Let's take a look at the Devil's Den.
We'll have them on camera all night long. So hopefully they can bring some juice.
And I saw it's frat night. Dressed like a frat member.
Oh,
some of them have it.
Yeah.
Some of them just with their, it's the Carey frat, I guess you could say. Under 2 to play here in the opening quarter.
Devils handled the pressure so well at the beginning of the game. Now, starting to burst the pipes a little bit. Another turnover, 10-second violation that time. Mohawk, the defense, coming alive here.
It looked like Lonsway had the ability to get across the timeline, went for the extra pass, and that's what cost them.
Hess gives it off. Another quick trigger. Way off the mark this time from Nathan.
You know, he could have taken an extra second there because that was a great screen on his man. He could have set up a little bit more, maybe had a better shot from it. I'll stay with Carey.
As Bryce Hannum with the quick hands that time. Lon's way to inbound. And the Warriors sticking with this 2-3 zone. Why not? It's been effective. Devils still searching for their first trifecta of the night as Lonsway loses his footing, and it leads to yet another Blue Devil turnover, but a block at the other end. Conti with the D, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay down at this end.
Yeah, it was just a tough break for Carey. Trying to cut through the lane, slipped right as the ball was released. But once again, Blue Devils able to recover and keep Mohawk from getting the open shot, but Conti's going to get called with the second foul.
Tight coverage that time from the All-Ohio defensive back. You don't get the 5-yard cushion here, Travis. There's no such thing, so when you get the hands on the body, it goes as a penalty.
Yeah, 6th foul already, so the rest of the way, Mohawk's going to be in the bonus for 9 minutes and 7 seconds of this first half.
Great job of elevating, hanging for Bryce Hannum. 6'3" junior puts it home.
It's great acceleration when he takes it to the hole. It's the second time he's had an open look.
Great rotation, but a Carey foul is going to lead to free throws. Reese Hannum now, the senior, on the loose ball. We'll get a 1-and-1. Still 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter. What a game changer this can be for Mohawk if they can knock them down. Sometimes this doesn't really work out in your favor if you're not shooting it well from the free throw stripe.
Yeah, they're only a 60% free throw shooting team. Nobody over 67%, so it's still good, though, that they have so much time here in the first half to get these free buckets, and Hannum will hit the first. Tough break, too. 3 players from Carey in foul trouble right now, 2 fouls.
Reese with his 14th and 15th make from the charity stripe on the campaign. Largest lead of the night. Carey seems like they've been stuck on 8 for a millennium, like it can't change on the scoreboard.
It's like Groundhog Day for them.
Aggressive drive from Lonsway. Foul on the floor, though. It's going to be team foul number 4 against the Warriors. We're going to check Geary right back into the contest.
It's going to be Barth's second foul. So now 4 players on this court tonight in foul trouble early on. 2 physical teams here tonight.
Nice ball movement, working side to side. Devils have not been able to squeeze anything down on the block.
Mohawk doing a good job. You'd like to see a little bit more quicker passes by Carey. They do get the open look, and finally they get a 3 to fall.
Alexander Putnam into the clown's mouth. First 3 ball for Carey of the night, and boy, did it come at a good time for them. Had been icy cold.
Nearly got the turnover as well. That'd been a big momentum boost. But boom, right back at you.
Ryan Dietrich bets it right back to close out the first in style. 13-point lead for Mohawk as we end to the second. Second quarter action underway inside the Devil's Den, where Carey playing some defense right here on the block from Ashton Hill. Going to get possession back, but they trail by 13 to open up the frame. Brian Skowronski alongside Travis Berardi on the call tonight. Physical Northern 10 action here. Both sides really banging and battling, but it's been Mohawk the better team offensively. This guy's hit 2 threes. Carey can't knock down his third.
They've been focusing really on Vallejo as well as when he's been in, forcing 3 Vallejo turnovers, half of what Carey has so far, and they've been able to cash in on it. That was the first time they were unable to cash in on a turnover by Vallejo. And another Mohawk player into 2 fouls. 5 players now in foul trouble.
Young off the inbounds. Does sneak it inside, rattles off the rim, and no good from Hill.
That's a tough one. It was in and out.
Oh, nice cut. Carey lost his footing. Nobody here likes the call, including Jamie Young, as it definitely looks like Nathan.
I think he tripped. I'd like that to be a no call. But by the way, this game's been being called so far.
12 total fouls already. That's a lot.
Carey 0 for 2 from the line. And this is another.
Lane violation against Nathan. So Carey back with the basketball. Baker's dozen is the hole that they're looking at.
And this, it has the reminder of that Willard game. They went down early, tried to fight back. They did have it cut down to 6 in that game, but Willard able to close things out. Can they come back? That's a good start right there. Putnam with his second 3 of the night.
Big shot that time from Alexander. His 5th made triple on the season. Sky's up for the board right there.
Might be the spark that Carey needs down 10.
Oh, Valley Joe from the corner. Look at the rotation. Too strong.
That would have put some pep back into this Mohawk crowd. Well, that put some pep in the Mohawk crowd. I meant the Carey crowd for Vallejo.
Carey from the same spot that he connected on earlier. Puts him in double-figure scoring already. He's got 11. Just 14 for the Blue Devils. And looking like they're going to stay there on this possession. Though the save back inside for Jordan. And he shuts me up.
Carey hit his 3rd 3, and Vallejo finally gets one to go down. 11-point game.
Quick
Nice
hands.
strip.
Anthony Bell causing the turnover. Vallejo, just a wrecking ball. Coming in.
I want to see the replay on this because I think the defender was still moving. He was barely going to his right. That foot wasn't quite set. So I think it's a good no call. It could have gone either way. That's my opinion, though.
But if you're Reese Hannum and you've got the kahunas to stand on the tracks when the train's coming
good,
through,
you think that's good
give
enough to
the
get
man the charge. That's 270 pounds of pure fury, throwing elbows after the play, too. I think he might have just picked up a tech. Yeah, Jordan's heading over to the sideline. I think he did get a technical foul for some extracurricular contact. That man just lives in a state of football.
If so, that'd be his 3rd and 4th fouls. We'll see.
Well, okay. Yep.
That's his 4th.
So
that's going to be 4. This is something I saw last night in the Cardington Northmore girls game. They had a foul that put them at the line for a 1-and-1, a technical. Northmore was down 10 at the time. They hit all 4 free throws, then got a bucket off the inbounds, cut that to a 4-point game, and made it a lot closer. So this is a momentum-shifting series of events that's going on right now because this could really allow Mohawk to get a big lead.
Yeah, shoes on the other foot this time with the team that's out in front. An opportunity to even elevate that.
So that was the 1-and-1. Off the foul, so that's done. They get 2 more free throws, and I believe the ball as well.
Reese misses the front end So insert now AJ Hess. Shoot the technical free throws.
63% from the line coming into tonight. Only 5 and 9 as a team. They got 6 of 10. So they do get the 2 points out of it, but they get the ball as well. They have a chance to make this a 4 or 5 point possession.
And I gotta tell you, a long way to go in this second quarter. Vallejo's already on the sideline with 4 fouls. He's pretty fun to watch in the game. A little disappointed.
Deep three.
Lighting the roof on fire.
Heat check.
Man, that was from way outside.
That's from the volleyball line.
Tried to sneak in there for a turnover.
So Mohawk does get the 5-point possession. Carey needs an answer, and there it is.
Nice find inside. Lonsway connects with Hill. Drops it home. Blue Devils back within 14. And this is the end of the floor if you're a Carey fan, that you really need to see your team start going to another level. You got to create some turnovers, get some one and dones. You can't let Mohawk keep scoring.
Yeah, you have to play the perimeter defense, but as well, you can't let them get to the hole. They've been doing both very well so far.
Off the kick out, Carey with the up fake. Ooh, nice step through. He's going to go to the free throw line. Looked like Braden Young was able to catch him on the arm on the shot.
That'll be his second foul. And for the rest of the half, 2 shots for Mohawk. These two teams split the season series last year, with Carey getting the most recent game, and it had to feel like they were going to get another chance at each other in the district championship, but Mohawk fell to Tiffin Columbian by 1 point, or Tiffin Calvert by 1 point in the district semifinal. It kept that matchup from happening.
Lead stretched out to a Sweet 16.
That's how many points that Nathan Geary has so far tonight.
Mohawk only averages 55 a game, already at 34, Trav.
Carey with its 7th turnover of the night. Geary's already 6 points over his average. And the thing is that Carey's done a good job on guarding Hess. He's only has 4 points, and 2 of them coming from the free throw line. It's just they haven't been able to contain Geary, though.
Picked Hess's pocket that time. Lead to a 3 wide open from the corner. And Conti still fishing for that first triple of the year.
Nice ball fake.
Chester from the short corner. Came up short. From the far corner this time, it's Anthony Bell ringing one.
Back to a 13-point lead. Little collision there, no call.
Hess locked up with Lonsway.
Nice spin. Whew. That's pure.
With that 6'4" frame right up over the top of the defender. Mohawk continues to answer when Carey's getting buckets.
Ooh, that was a bad pass.
Ashton Hill wasn't even looking. And it's going to be 2 free throws coming up. AJ Hess bothered that time by the defense. Had something to say to the official, a little bit demonstrative with his actions too, and his coach.
That's going to be the 3rd foul on Conti. AJ Hess with a little slap after the play as well, but I don't think the refs quite saw that.
Paul Dunn certainly did give him an earful.
And I think Hess and Conti have been jabbing a little bit back and forth with the verbiage. So it might be a good thing that Conti's going to be on the bench for a little bit, let him cool down.
AJ looking for his 8th point now.
Now has 8 points, half of them from the free throw line. if you're Carey right now, you just want to not do that first.
Chester with the pass ahead. Looked like Gary lost the handle. Sets up his teammate, Reese Hannum, in transition with the bucket.
Just seems like every open look Mohawks had, they've been able to hit. 40 points already, and there's still 3 minutes left in the half.
And the giveaways. Someone needs to tell Carey the Christmas season is behind us. Sharing means caring, I understand that. But they got to hang on to the basketball. No rotation on that one from Bell. But an offensive board collected here by the Devils, by Young.
That's going to be a foul against Kane Heyman. The 6th, though, so no free throws yet for the Blue Devils.
The foul on the freshman is just the team's 5th.
What I was going to say before that last Carey turnover is they're going to have to try and get this to close to 10 points by the half. You have to do it in segments. Get 3 or 4 points in a minute segment, get another 3-4 points in the last minute segment. Maybe you get it back to 10, but multiple turnovers, and we have an injury down on the baseline.
Triple rattles in and out for Chester. Braden Young down on the floor, clutching his head.
Coach Young not happy with that either. Had a collision underneath the bucket, and the Blue Devil went into the wall hard. Here's the replay one more time, and maybe a little extension of the arm pushed him into the wall. He's able to walk off on his own. That's a good sign.
Anthony Bell will replace him. And it's going to be Carey basketball. 2:15 to go here before the break. Mohawks almost got him doubled up. Solid performance so far for the Warriors here on the road.
Shooting at a high percentage as well. Getting open looks and hitting them. On the other end, Carey not able to do that so far, and it's a good Mohawk defense. Good passing. And Kemmerly will go back to the line.
Kimberly's been a bright spot so far for Carey. Got him off to a nice start, then picked up a couple of fouls, had to head over to the sidelines, back into the mix, and flexing with that Fu Manchu. See how he shoots with it.
If some of these players with 2-3 fouls, they're going to have to get back out there because they're your scorers. And you don't want this to balloon over 20 points here before it really gets out of hand.
Kimberly splits the pair on the season. The Devils, an abysmal shooting team from the charity stripe, 39%. That is an amazing stat. I don't think I've ever seen a team with that low of a shooting percentage from the free throw line. 2 opportunities, no buckets, and now a foul 80 feet away from the bucket going against Reese Hannum. And it'll be team foul number 7, free throws, or at least 1, on the way here for the Devils.
It'll be Kemmerly going back to the line. 3 of 17 this season. And you got to think maybe the fact they didn't get a full preseason. They were playing football until the start. They had maybe a week off before their first game. And it's just taken them a little bit longer to, really get in the basketball shape, shooting shape.
Carey certainly is playing an NBA-style schedule in 2022. A lot of the Northern 10 off dates to try to make up for that deep run where they missed some early part of the season. They are going to be in action on the floor as Kemmerly hangs, misfires. But Bell with the offensive board, missed the bunny, but he'll shoot 2.
That'll be Heyman's second, but the 5th offensive rebound for Carey. They're getting those second looks, but only once or twice they've been able to cash in on it. They just haven't been able to hit shots here.
Bell's still going to get one more.
4 of 7 so far. One of the better free throw shooters, and that one was just not enough oomph under it to get it to the hoop. Mohawk's going to call a 30-second timeout. Haven't seen you since before Christmas, Brian. Hope you had a good holiday.
It was fantastic, sir. Starting to get back into the grind. You know, it's tough sometimes after the holidays. And, you know, because you have so much to look forward to once you get to, like, Halloween. It's like, hey, guess what? Thanksgiving's coming up. And then, of course, you got Christmas. And then you got New Year's. So a lot to be thankful for and to look forward to. And then after it's all over, it's kind of a big collective like, huh. And I bet it's the same way here for these basketball players. Probably take at least a week, maybe one more week, I think, before these guys right back into the mix and where it feels like it's a routine again. And for both of these teams, I wasn't sure what to expect from Mohawk. They've got only one win so far in the season over a team with a winning record, that being Hardin Northern. Been impressed so far. Their collection of talent that they have and how well they work with one another. And even though defensively it didn't look great for them at first with that full court pressure, they've eased into the mix, and now it's giving Carey some fits.
They've really settled back and gotten into that 2-3 defense that has really caused problems for Carey thus far offensively.
They'll run Hess down into the corner, bringing up top. Chester now. Off the drive, there's a bump. And the freshman Heyman will shoot 2 as Bryce Young picks up his first foul of the night.
And Carey football fans, halftime, well, Brian will have an interview with Coach Mershman, state champion head coach Mershman. He's over, see him standing down by the door, so Brian will talk to him at the half.
Bumped into him in the hallway. Just got a lot of energy, that Jonathan Mershman.
Well, like you said in the championship special, he's been laying on the couch watching TV, trying to regroup after all the time he put in for that playoff run.
It seemed like that was kind of what a lot of people were doing around the holidays this year. Hess goes up top, brings down the board as we're under a minute to go. 18-point lead for the Warriors with the basketball.
Mohawk taking care of business tonight here on the road.
Chester, nice up fake. Drew a crowd, gives it off. The shot short, though, from Reese Hannum. Now the Devils. Kemmerly, nice hands. The shot, not as pretty. And an opportunity, if Mohawk wants to try to hold for the final shot here of the first half.
Hess and Wansway going at it here. And Wansway wins it. And he'll go to the line.
So it's another foul on A.J. Derrick with a chance to put a couple on the scoreboard with no time coming off the clock.
Great defense there by Derrick Wansway. Using his hands to get the strip, not the foul.
Free throw struggles real for the Devils.
2 of 8 from the charity stripe.
Derrick will rattle home the second.
It's his first point of the night.
Carey took it inside, the kick out to Chester. Hess with the travel. So Carey with 3.6 seconds left can take another bite out of this deficit, make him feel a little bit better heading into the break. As a 3 ball from Hill, off target. So it'll be 41-24 as we enter the half. Mohawk with an impressive performance here through the first couple of quarters. Keep it locked in. We'll return in just a couple of minutes with that man right there, Jonathan Mershman. Got an interview on the way. Keep it here.
Here we go now. Here we go now.
Burson. The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Welcome to the Bridgestone APM halftime. 2 quarters in the books here. Northern 10 action, and it's Mohawk so far all over Carey. 41-24 on the basketball court. But on the football gridiron, it was a much different story this season in this N10 rivalry. And I've got the head coach, the state championship winning coach, Jonathan Mershman of Carey, joining me right now. And let's talk basketball first before we dive into some football stuff. Not a great start for your guys. Pretty physical out there for some of your football boys, though. So maybe have they not made the full transition into b-ball mode?
Yeah, I don't think that transition's fully came full circle yet. You know, they're playing a little too physical for basketball. But you know, Carey in basketball is the same way. It takes a little time. They get better as the season. You know, I think it was 2 years ago we made that run to regional, finals in basketball. So I have faith that they'll get it, all together, and so I'm excited about this team. I think there's a bunch of athletes out there. They gotta calm it down a little bit and be a little more patient.
Yeah, Jordan Vallejo especially seemed like he just always plays, at full maximum effort, right?
Yeah, he's going to give you what you got, and you don't want to stand in front of him. Like you said earlier, the breaks are hard to find for him, and what makes him a great football player doesn't always make a great basketball player, because there's some finesse that he's kind of missing there.
We'll see if he can find some of that. It's always tough right after the holiday break to get back into basketball mode. It typically takes teams a couple of weeks. Tell me about you, though, now, since your post-state championship. We asked you guys about a week after, how has life been different for you back here in the community? And I want to ask you now that you're over a month into digesting this whole thing, what's it like here in the community knowing that you guys are state champions? You did something pretty special.
It's still pretty exciting around town. You go wherever I go, I get congratulations, and people want to talk about things, and it's still pretty good buzz going on. But we have flipped the calendar, and we got in the weight room January 3rd, and the guys have been working hard. We're a little younger in the weight room this year, and last year we had a lot of seniors that were there, so it was hard to find a parking spot. And the other day I made the comment, it's not hard to find a parking spot right now. But we have a lot of guys. It's just, they're not driving yet. We got, a bunch of sophomores and freshmen, and then the upcoming freshmen. So a lot of our seniors play basketball and wrestle. So, we got a lot of two-sport athletes. So it should be all right. I'm not worried yet, because the guys I need to be there are there. So.
As a coach, making the transition from the ultimate prize where you get to the top of the mountain and then you got to flip the script just that fast, tell me about this process right now for you, trying to put aside all the fun that was just about a month ago and looking forward to, hey, we got to try to defend now.
Yeah, it was about a week right before break. I was like, oh, man, I got a lot to do. Like, all the off-season stuff that normally I spend the month of December getting done, so that way we get January, we hit it running, and I'm sitting there going, wow, I forgot that we went in the middle of December here, getting all this stuff done, and we got it done. I have great assistants. They all pitched in, and we got all the helmets checked in. We got all the shoulder pads checked, and Rydell came and picked up our helmets, got them reconditioned. It's all that stuff that people don't see that, you got to get that stuff moving if you want them back on time, so you know how many helmets you need to reorder. You know, it's crazy. There's a lot of ins and outs that people don't know about.
Yeah, no question. So we had an opportunity to get you and then the senior captains from this past year's team into the studio. Did you get an opportunity to see the Carey Football Championship Special, and what was the feedback like since you guys got a chance to showcase some of your personalities?
Well, the only, I guess, negative comment I have is sometimes because I was there, if we would have filmed some of the guys' expressions not doing the competition or whatever, there were some funny things going on behind the cameras that people didn't see. So, you know, I was watching and I was like, oh, watch this. Oh, yeah, I forgot we were behind camera. And so, you know, so there's some things that people missed that didn't get to experience at all, but I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great. We had a lot of fun. That's all they talked about on the way back. You know, I drove the guys over there and how much fun they had. They didn't expect it to be like that. So I thought they had a great time.
Fantastic. Well, glad that you could join us then. Glad that you could join us now, and good luck to you, Coach. I know you got a lot to do to try to defend that championship.
Yep. Expectations are high, so we're going to keep them there. So, yep, it should be great.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Jonathan Bershman, the head coach of the Carey football team, the state champions in Division 6, of course, in 2021. Bring Travis back into the fold now, and let's take a look here at these halftime stats after we show you that beautiful banner that they put up.
They said they just got it yesterday. None of the coaches even knew it was up. I said, hey, you got the sign up. They're like, what? Came over, and one of the assistant athletic directors said, oh, I must have put it up right when we got it in yesterday. So they're quick at getting that up. They said they couldn't get a light change, but they can get the sign up in a day. So, you know, that's more important.
Yeah. So the field goals right now, 12 of them for Mohawk, but kind of the big ticket thing that I'm seeing on there is the 6 3-pointers, the free throws, of course, also a big factor in that first half, Travis, where basically from the start of the second quarter, Mohawk was at the free throw line in the bonus.
And that one segment where Vallejo had the foul, the technical, and then the ball for Mohawk, that turned out to be a 5-point possession, and it really changed the momentum of things because Carey had gotten that into within 8 points, and it ballooned back out to about 16-17. And now it's a 17-point lead for Mohawk. But Carey will have ball to start the second half.
That was your Bridgestone APM halftime. And backdoor lob. Conti flying up top.
What a way to get your first points of the night. Nice way for Carey to start things off. Good no call there by the refs. I think Conti went with the flop. But an answer.
Right at the other end, Gary picking up where he left off in the first half. Game high, 19 points for him.
5 threes tonight. That's going to be a jump ball, and that will go to Mohawk, so they get the change of possession.
That was Colin Barth going down to the floor. Lonsway tied him up. One more look at that backdoor cut by Conti. Just seemed to stay in flight.
Just inches away from that being a slam as well. You get an offensive foul.
Warriors give it right back over to Carey.
That's going to be Barth's third foul.
So it's going to lead to the freshman Kane Heyman checking into the contest. Scored 1 point in that first half. How about Kemmerly going up to about the 10th floor to grab that one in the putback?
That's the effort that Carey's going to need to get back into this game.
Gary heat check, clanked it off the backboard. Kemmerly goes down, wraps up the ball, and it's a jump.
So it'll go back to Carey. Will get possession though, but that was a quick jump ball call on the refs, and maybe that's because just the way this game has been so physical that they don't want things getting out of hand.
So the full court pressure remains for Mohawk. Devils double teamed. Lonsway bumped by Heyman.
That's going to be Heyman's third. So Heyman came in, substituted for Barth, who had 3 fouls, and now it's Heyman with 3 fouls is going to have to check out. So the guards from Mohawk into foul trouble.
Bit of a script change here from what we saw in the opening half, where it was the Blue Devils picking up all those fouls early. Now it's Mohawk with a couple. Not even 90 seconds into quarter number 3.
Fast ball movement. They want to get an open look.
Lonsway pulls up from the free throw line, halfway home.
I think it's going to be a push underneath. Kemmerly went up for the rebound and got shoved.
It's going to go against Braden Chester.
That's his second foul. Already the third team foul on Mohawk, however. Carey can quickly get into the bonus. That's going to be great for them. Points with the clock stopped.
Bell's going to pull up. Long 2. Tickles the twine.
Nice job using the screen to get the open look. Lonsway will be called, though. Only his first, which is a surprise because it seems like every player on the floor has at least 2 fouls. Oh! Hess just went off the back.
And it leads to Chester cashing it in. His second 3 ball of the night.
Heads up play by Hess. Didn't see anybody guard open because they were guarded, but saw that his defender had his back turned.
The ball movement leads to Conti off the back iron. Hess pushing it ahead. Geary puts it away.
21 points by Gary already. It was 14, but a 5-0 run by Mohawk has them out to their largest lead.
3-on-1. Blue Devils capitalize. Anthony Bell.
That is exactly what you need to do in a press breaker. Wow.
Not a well-liked call here in this gym.
That's going to be Conti's 4th, and that another incidental trip that's been called.
Take a look on the Burson Bakies insurance replay. Yeah, there's no contact there.
That's a tough one.
So you understand a bit of the frustration from the home fans. Chester off the screen, goes middle. Maybe getting away with a travel there. Off the kick out was Hannum, but the shot missed anyways. And here comes Kemmerly. 3 ball on the way. Putnam for 3.
His third 3 of the night. Back to a 14-point game.
Now shooting the gap. Anthony ringing the bell at the other end. Timeout Mohawk.
Little momentum going back to Carey.
Down to a 12-point deficit. And you knew the Devils weren't just going to flop here on the OH report. Our first game in the house here in 2022. Their first time on the floor so far in the new year. Same for Mohawk. Just kind of knew with some of the championship DNA that this team's made of. A lot of football players out there, of course, and a team that went to the regionals a year ago.
Yeah.
So
both of these squads with regional type teams that could have made it deep with a run, but both sides losing tough tournament games. Mohawk in the district semifinal by 1 point, and then the Carey Blue Devils by 3 to Columbus Grove in the regional semi. Lost some main players, but do return a lot on both sides.
Yeah, Austin Tussing, 16 points a game for Mohawk last year. Cade Crawford, the leading scorer for Carey, both graduated. Gary looking to pick up the slack, though he's short on that offering. Last touch by Putnam.
Tough break there. It looked like Putnam originally came down with a defensive rebound, but once again, Mohawk getting those hands in there, getting deflection, and they'll get another offensive possession.
I'd like to see the Devils, Dan, a little bit more active up there.
Yeah, I told him before the game too. I said, we got a camera on you the whole time. Let's be rowdy, folks. And so much. Yeah.
Kemmerly thought that he was going to be racing to the other end for an easy bucket. Instead, he picks up the personal foul. It'll be his 3rd. And now the fouls in terms of the teams evened up at 3 apiece.
That's his 3rd. In football, that would be called pass interference. A little too handsy on that, trying to get the steal.
Putnam picks up Hannum.
Backdoor cut.
Chester,
Nice reverse.
the curly-haired man, goes up and under.
8 points for him. Back to a 14-point lead.
Triple try. Off the rim a couple times. Hess finally collects the board after it ping-ponged around.
That's just been the story for Carey tonight. Just so close to getting a bucket, but bounces out.
That would have been a big hammer. Instead, Hess misses.
Bit of a heat check shot for him.
Lonsway quarterback and skip pass. Off the backboard from Alexander. Blue Devils going to keep the rock, though, down here at this end.
Yeah, Bell used the defender. Kind of hit the back of his hand to force that out of bounds and keep possession.
Lonsway comes up top. Now Kimberly off the drive.
Ooh.
Airmailed it right
That's-
into the hands of Hess.
That's just a tough shot to take. You had two guys on you. You're moving to your left.
Splash at the other end from Nathan Carey.
You'd think after like the third or fourth three he's hit that you would guard him closer on the perimeter, but no. He continues to strike.
He had the fast fingers leading to the transition game, but a big block. Carey recovering defensively.
And we're seeing it once again. Slow start for Carey. It's really hurt them because they've been playing even with Mohawk the last quarter and a half.
Two-man game. Hess leaks out of there. Mohawk keeping them spread. Here goes AJ baseline. Swing pass. Chester from downtown.
This team likes to shoot the three, and they like to hit with an open look. Timeout, Carey. 20-point lead, the largest of the night for the Warriors.
And a three-pack of 3 balls for Braden Chester. 6-foot sophomore. Nice clean release. And let the fans know about it.
10 made threes for the Warriors tonight.
That's huge.
6 of them coming from Gary himself.
3 more of them from Chester. Those two have kind of been the busters from downtown.
And Chester only coming into this game averaging 5 points per game. Already up to 11. You have Gary with 24, Hess up to 8, and Chester with 11. Then on the other side, balanced but not getting enough from the Carey squad. Bell with 11, Kemmerly with 8, and Putnam with 9, but nobody else filling in to help out.
And typically, this team gets about 7 players, 5 points or more on any given night. So some of those ancillary pieces need to step up if they are to get back in this game, though. Not looking good. Down 20, just 2:29 remaining here in the third quarter on our Danners Towing and Recycling scoreboard.
And when you have 2 players that average 15 points per game in Lonsway and Conti only scoring 3 points tonight, that's a problem.
Conti's on the bench right now. Lonsway's out there with the basketball. Has to back it out. Sets up a clean look, though, from Bell. Tried to chase down his own miss, but he's the last to touch it.
Yeah, he knew that was short right off the bat when he let that go from his hand. Unable to recover, though. Mohawk averaging 55 points a game. They're already 2 over it with 10 minutes left in this game.
Bryce Hannum called for the traveling violation. Here's Carter Smiley with the rock. Just checked into the fold for Carey. 5'8" sophomore guard.
Nice ball movement.
And it works. The triangle game on the right wing ends up in the hands of Kimberly.
Carey's shown flashes of that tonight. They just haven't been able to put a full game together, though, offensively.
Chester again. Too strong this time, and the long rebound to Ashton Hill. Bell with the turnaround. Hess skies over everybody, and look at the crowd around him. 4 Carey defenders, leaving Chester open at the other end, but he gives it away.
No, he's a selfless player looking for that extra pass, but he should have taken that to the hole.
Poked away, and now Geary with the acceleration, a bit too fast, but he's got friends in low places. Bryce Hannum cleaning it up.
Mohawk will get a timeout. Under a minute left here in the third.
See just excellent hustle in the transition game. Offensive board from Hannum and the stick back.
So multiple times here in the second half, Carey started to go on a run, but Mohawk has been able to answer with a run themselves. They've got this back up to a 20-point lead.
Definitely looked for a while midway through this period like we were going to have a game. It was going to be entering the fourth quarter. Pretty interesting. Not so sure about that now with this big differential. And Carey just not very confident with the basketball, at least shooting right now from the perimeter, which has been something that's been scarce for them throughout the season. Trying to get yourself out of a big hole, that's the ultimate equalizer, and they just can't buy a bucket from downtown.
You also have to think, this is only their 5th game of the season.
So true.
Out of the new year. They had a couple games right during the holiday break. Then you have the holiday break, that, especially in between Christmas and New Year's. As a coach, I asked this about Coach Javar Hudgens on one of our calls between Christmas and New Year's. It's not the week that coaches like to have games, because your players' mindsets in another place. They're not in school. They're not in that same ritual they go through every day, and it keeps them off. So this is literally the first full week of the season, you could say, for Carey, because they're back into their normal rituals playing basketball. So it's going to probably take them a couple games.
So Devils back in class and showing some schooling right there. Ashton Hill down on the block. Nice turnaround jumper.
He's nearing his season average now with 7. Or 6, my correction.
Putnam with the defense on. Hess forces him to pick it up in the corner. Now Hannum fouled on the dribble drive by Anthony Bell.
That's his first. Bell knew he was beaten on that and just went for the reach. Mohawk probably going to hold for the last shot here with 10 seconds.
Instead, from the short corner, long deuce for Reese. At the horn, no good off the backboard from Hannum, and we are headed to money time, and basically all the chips belong to Mohawk. Money time has arrived here on the OH Report tonight. Fourth quarter action, big lead here for Mohawk. They got the rock in a 59-41 lead. Let's add 2 more to it. 20-point differential. AJ Hess with the latest deuce.
So Carey was able to contain him early on, but towards the end of the second quarter, he's really picked it up now with 10 points.
I'm Brian Skowronski. Travis Berardi joining me on the call. And Alexander Putnam joining from long range.
Putnam really showing out here, although he was a 57% free throw shooter, three-point shooter coming into this one. He's really been hot, hitting 4 times already tonight.
Called for the reach in here on Hess. Team foul number 6 against the Devils. Ooh, and I see we don't even call it fourth quarter anymore on our scoreboard. I'd like to get a little graphic made as we start the fourth quarter, just like some chips or some money falling from the sky. Our producer very happy about it. He looks excited to make the graphic. And how about another smile on the face of Alexander Putnam?
Good defense.
But it turned into misery as Bryce Hannum snuck in there with those sneaky fast fingers.
And that's great recovery by him. He gets stripped, but instead of, pouting or anything like that, he immediately gets back, gets the strip, and it turns into a jump ball. However, it will stay with Carey. Mohawk has won every quarter, 24-11 in the first, 17-13 in the second, and 18-17 in the third.
Somehow that tip drill ended up in the hands of Putnam, who put it away. And it's down to a 15-point game, and it just seems like every call that's of the close variety
that's
going
Conti's fifth
against Carey, and that's a big one because Bryce just checked in.
The leading scorer for Carey will check out with 2 points for the night.
And they still got Jordan Vallejo over on the bench, has not played since early in the second quarter with those 4 fouls. I'd like to see the Winnebago get a little bit of action here. Hess off the down screen. Dribbles, spins. Alexander kept with him. Forced a tough shot.
It's a good defensive possession by Carey. Ooh, big collision. And it's a charge.
Lonsway was caught up in the air, nowhere to go. The collision goes against Carey, and this is what I was talking about. I like the call. Hess was there, had his feet set, but all these 50-50 calls seemingly going against the home team tonight.
It looked like Lonsway was trying to get off to the side, but still created the contact. And that's enough for a charge. Especially now with the refs trying to keep things in check here. They're going to call those short ones. And that's going to be an offensive foul the other way.
Maurice Hannum lowered the shoulder, laid the boom just a bit. And Carter Smiley was able to stand in there, draw the foul. Mohawk has not changed defensively in the half court tonight. They've gone 2-3 all the way. It leads to Smiley with an open look, but Hess rips down the board. Carey, how many times have we seen this tonight on the leak out? 2 more. He's got 26 and definitely the front runner to be our HDER Link MVP.
Hess using that 6'4" frame just above everybody else to get the rebound, and he has that court vision to get it right to Carey for the bucket. 26 points.
Second chance point, not available for Kemmerly. Somehow made its way out. And an unforced error by Mohawk. Bryce Hannum might have been eating some popcorn at the end of that third quarter, some Butterfingers.
Relax.
Just slipped right through.
Bryce, box out.
And you can hear in the background Coach Paul Dunn saying, just relax, we got a lead here.
Down the middle.
More than a lead, 17-point cushion. And Lonsway tried to thread that needle that time. Kemmerly with the block, but he fouled in the process, sending Colin Barth through the free throw
That'll
strike.
be his 4th. Mohawk will be in the bonus the rest of the way.
Team foul number 8 against Carey. And there were 3 fouls against Mohawk in the first 80 seconds of the second half. They've only committed 1 personal sense, according to the referees.
And yeah, I think Coach Young will remember that after this one. Two physical teams, and, you know, it just depends on the refereeing group that will they let those go or will they not?
Letting it go, letting it fly from outside was Smiley. So back down to 16. Carey getting more aggressive here at the defensive end. They know they got to create some turnovers and try to get some easy buckets in transition.
It's the only way, too.
Yeah. Can Mohawk stay solid here offensively?
It just seems like every time Mohawk's gotten an open look, they've been able to hit. That'll stay with them.
Nice acceleration and effort from Alexander Putnam. Sophomore's having a quality night.
Putnam and Bell have been the two bright spots for Carey tonight.
Hess falling away from outside. Hannum can't put that one away. So the lead remains 16. Putnam with the baseline drive, contact, no whistle. Comes late, and it's going to go against Putnam.
Surprised that wasn't called earlier, but called after the shot was missed.
Sometimes those slow rolls with the whistle just makes them a little bit worse. More aggravating, at least, if you're the offensive player.
Especially if that would have went in and then the call would have been made after the ball went through the hoop.
Hess loses Lonsway on his way to the 10. Short arm the shot. Here's Derek.
Just off again.
Hess doing an exceptional job tonight of boxing out, using his nice length. Got to be in double digits rebounding.
Yeah, pretty sure he has to be in double-double territory. That's going to be a push in the back on Barth. That'll be his fourth. And finally, a foul against Mohawk.
Devils not in the bonus just yet. Couple away, 15 foul against Mohawk. Barth checks out. And it's still just a 16-point differential. Blue Devils just not able to take another bite out of this deficit here in this fourth.
Closest they had it was 12 midway through the third. But like I said earlier, Mohawk just able to answer with runs every time Carey's gotten something going.
Bryce Young missing the triple. Hess with yet another board. One-man press breaker. On his way to the free throw line for a couple.
Hills first. Two shots the rest of the way. Hess 4 of 4 tonight. (16 of 23 on the season). And there's the announcer jinx. Sorry, AJ.
Carter Smiley back out onto the floor. Lonsway is going to sit down for Carey. As AJ knocks down the second.
16 made threes combined here tonight, Brian. Two teams that like to shoot it from beyond the arc.
Mohawk enjoying most of the success in the battle on the perimeter.
And even more, Nathan Carey enjoying that.
So Gary with those game-high 26. I think definitely in the pole position, maybe pulling away from some of the fields to be our HDER Link MVP of the night.
Yeah, I mean, the only other player you'd think would be A.J. Hess just because of his rebounding, the ability to keep Carey to one and done, but Gary's been the game changer tonight.
He's down in the corner here on this near side, pops out. Don't get him the basketball. As Hess backs it out to midcourt, locked up by Ashton Hill. Carey off the bounce.
We're now to the point of the game where Mohawk just don't turn the ball over, move it around, and gets the open look like right there by Hannum.
Nice job switching the basketball in midair. And we've seen that one too many times tonight for the Blue Devils. Giveaways off that little triangle look that they get. Chester got bumped a couple of different times. I think he was looking for a whistle. It never came.
Oh.
When it's just not your night, you know it. Ashton Hill that
here
time.
we go. Thought he was going to dunk that. Lost the handle at the last second, though. Still makes the layup. That just adds insult to injury. That went all the way around the rim and still didn't go down.
Triple from Bryce Young. I think Carey thought about matching him here at the other end. Hess will try, and he'll splash it home.
Hess now with 16.
Drop us a comment on our YouTube and Facebook stream and let us know who you think should be the MVP of the game, brought to you by HDER Link. My vote going towards Nathan Carey, who just checked out.
Same here. Best offensive performance by Mohawk so far this season. They've hit 64 3 times this season, already up to 73.
Well over their average of 51 per contest. Carey only allowing under 46 per game. This one's certainly going to hurt the average.
You know, this Carey squad, they have the ability to do some great things this year with the players they have. They just have to get into a rhythm. And yes, they did win a state championship in football, but it really threw off their preseason ritual as a basketball team. It's going to take them a little time.
They got some young players, though, that can do some nice things on the court. Carter Smiley found the range for the second time tonight. So Mohawk just needs to run out the time. They'll pick up win number 8 on the season, go to 5-2 in the Northern 10 Conference.
And it keeps them hanging around towards the top of that N10 race, especially if you see maybe an Upper Sandusky upset at Crawford on Friday night, or Saturday night, my correction.
So the Warriors a 73-57 victor here inside of the Devil's Den. Excellent performance overall as a team collectively, and then 2 outstanding nights from one Nathan Carey and then A.J. Hess leading the way, 73-57, your final. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the Bridgestone APM postgame, which will include an interview with our player of the game. Keep it here. That's just on the other side.
Here we go now. Here we go now.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Back now with our HDER Link player of the game, Nathan Carey. 26 points a game high tonight, but most importantly, you get the dub here. Hostile environment, first game of 2022. Overall, give me your impressions of your team and how it went down for you tonight.
Well, our coach told us the whole week, last week, after we only scored 5 points in a whole half against Crawford, he said this was a business trip, so we treated it like a business trip, and we took care of business.
Kicking it off with a nice win here to kick off 2022. And for you, 6 3-pointers, the 26 points. Felt like you were in a pretty nice flow out there, and you had the quick trigger. It looked like you had the green light every time you touched the ball.
Yeah, I forced up a couple of them, but I was on for a little bit, and I took the shots that were available, trying to produce for the team, and everything was working. Guys were driving in, overplaying on Bryce and AJ, so I just had open shots.
Important game for you guys in the Northern 10 League. You got the 2 losses already. You mentioned the loss to Crawford, such a heartbreaker, the loss to Upper Sandusky. So getting this, I imagine, really meaningful for this team and moving forward, feeling like you're still in the mix.
Right, yeah. We lost a tough one to Upper, and we wanted to stay in the running for top 3 at least. We're gonna try and tie it up for second now. Try to knock off Upper next time.
As far as your guys' overall expectations for yourself and then some of the goals that you set, what has this team been talking about internally in the locker room that you're trying to accomplish?
Well, we have a lot of new guys that haven't had much varsity experience, so we tried to find ourselves at the beginning of the season, and I feel like we have really found ourselves coming into halfway point of the season, and we're really gelling.
And you got a very winnable game coming up against St. Peter, so a chance for you guys to keep the ball rolling here in 2022. And when we were in the locker room, I heard a lot of guys saying, hey, give me a shout-out, give me a shout-out. So this is your opportunity. We always let you at the end shout out anybody you want. Who would you like to give that to?
Ryan Dietrich for hitting that buzzer beater. That was awesome.
All right, our MVP of the night, Mr. Garrett, congratulations. Huge performance, 26 points, a game high. Thanks so much for joining me, man.
Thank you.
All right, Nathan's going to head back into the locker room, and I'm going to throw it over to Travis. He's got your final stats.
Thank you very much, Mr. Skowronski. As we take a look at our final stats, brought to you by Bridgestone APM in the Bridgestone post-game show. 73-57 your final score. 24 field goals to 22, but 11 of those coming from beyond the arc. 24-23 rebounding advantage to Mohawk. However, they did it from the free throw line. 14 of 20. That's a 9-point advantage right there alone. That, along with the hot shooting three-point night, that's going to get you a victory here. Turnovers were even at 12 apiece. But Brian, going back to just the shooting performance from beyond the arc, one of the main differences for Mohawk.
The three-point shot, if you are hot from downtown, it can be such a difference maker, and I think clearly that it was a huge factor tonight, especially in that first quarter, creating the separation when Carey knocked down a couple in a row. I just felt like them being able to build that big lead made them comfortable moving forward. Defensively, they started getting after it a little bit more, and it all starts with downtown shots. If you can knock them down, it can really propel you to another level, and I think that's what happened tonight for Mohawk, as they kept the people that were sitting up there in the Devil's Den pretty quiet tonight. We didn't see them become too much of a factor. Mohawk never really challenged, or I'm sorry, they never really got challenged, I should say, by Carey after that second quarter spurt. And it was an impressive performance by them, and they have the goal right now, and I like that they're not painting themselves in a picture that they don't feel like they can fit inside. They're like, hey, we know Colonel Crawford's unbelievable this year. They undefeated in the regular season last year, undefeated this year. So, let's just accept that the Eagles probably going to fly to the top of the conference, but we'd like to be in that number 2 spot, hopefully. So I like that they have set that goal and that precedent for themselves, and they're looking forward to trying to collect more wins in the Northern 10, a league that outside of those top couple of teams, I probably think that Mohawk might be that number 3 team and could play themselves into the number 2 spot.
Yeah, and they'll have a chance of doing that. They get another chance at Upper Sandusky, and you think if Colonel Crawford takes care of business, that's a couple losses for Upper as well. That's 3 right there. Carey could be able to still get that number 2 spot, but, Mohawk will be able to get that number 2 spot, but also they're going to be facing a Carey squad down the line that I think will get better just as the amount of games they get. Mohawk was playing their 11th game tonight. This was only the 5th for Carey, and I still believe Carey has the pieces to make a good run, especially late in the season. If they can get hot at the right time, you may see these two teams meeting for a third time possibly in a district where I think, right now Mohawk, they're very impressed. Very impressive, I should say.
Mohawk looks much more like a complete basketball team, but as mentioned, this is their midway point of the season. Carey, they just hit the quarter point.
Yeah.
So they have a long way to go here. What I like about the collective pieces, though, for the Blue Devils is they have a good mixture of guys that have nice basketball talent, plus some dudes that you just don't want to mess with when you're going onto the inside. And I think it was a little unfortunate, the foul trouble that some of the key pieces got into, that we didn't get to see what this team fully can throw at you on a given night. With a guy like Valley Joe going out and picking up 3 fouls in about 3 seconds, I thought that was kind of too bad and kind of changed a little bit of the game. And for them, I think that there are much better nights still to come. They got a good mix of football players with some basketball guys, and I think the Blue Devils are going to be fine moving forward. And it might be competing for that number 3-4 spot in the Northern 10.
Yeah, they still have the pieces. They do lose Cade Crawford, who was, I believe,
he was a stud last year.
He was an all-district player.
Yeah.
I think second or third team all-district, but just got to get more games under your belt. They didn't get a preseason because of the football season. Just the more they play, the better they'll get. And then for Mohawk, they just have to keep playing hot basketball behind Gary shooting and A.J. Hest. He can clean up the glass at any time with that tall, lengthy build that he has. They have some good pieces. And you have the Hannum brothers as well, 11 and 8 points apiece. Hess with 13 points. Chester also, great night for him, 11 points, well over his average. So you get multiple scores, that balanced scoring out there. That's going to help you not only in the conference, but once you get to tournament time, the more balance you have, the better chance of a long run that you get.
I shared a email today with Chester's mother, Amy, and she said if the shots are going down, it's going to be a good night. She was right. That's why they were
always
victorious
right,
tonight.
You
always got to rely on your mom for the good advice. So Mohawk goes to 8-3. Carey dips to 2-3 on the season as your final score one last time, 73-57 on the road. The Warriors get it done. It's going to wrap up our coverage from the home of the Division VI state football champion Carey Blue Devils, who played a little bit more like a football team in the first half than they did a basketball squad. Still a long way to go, though, on their season. I want to thank our incredible staff for making tonight's game happen, including this guy right here, Travis Berardi, the guy right behind him, Adam Thompson, always making us the coolest graphics and just ultimately producing the game great. The good shots, too, from our guy, G-Man Garrett Parlett, and Jory Hollenbeck making the commercials, making those look pretty sweet, too. All of our sponsors as well, Burson Bakies, HDER Link, Danners Towing and Recycling, Bridgestone APM Company, and Frito-Lay. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Brian Skowronski. We'll see you on a live stream near you tomorrow. Lots of them coming up this weekend, so keep it locked in here on the OH Report. But for tonight, we are out of here.